the ballpark and enjoyed the Diamondbacks. Tough loss, though. And here we go on a Tuesday, and the fastball from Max Scherzer in his 2009 big league debut misses away. There you see what he did last season in the major leagues, is winless in the major leagues. There we go, over the outside corner. The one thing you notice, though, Mark Grace, is an awful lot of strikeouts.
A lot of strikeouts and a pretty doggone good ERA as well. It's tough to go 0-4 with a 3.
Fastball consistently, 94, 95 miles an hour.
Just has to throw strikes consistently. If he does that, he'll be successful.
Skip Schumacher puts that one on the ground. Felipe Lopez had a nice stop with the Cardinals last year. We'll speak of that throughout the evening. Speaking of the defense, let's take a look at them. And in the outfield, it is Burns, Young, and Upton. On the infield, Tracy over at third. Put Drew and Lopez together. Tony Clark gets the start tonight. Miguel Montero behind home plate, catching Max Scherzer. Light breeze blowing. The roof is opened up, so locally, as the breeze surrounds the ballpark, it comes on in, and we invite it in. In other words, just opening it up, whatever come what may. Nothing wrong with that, as that one grabs the outside corner, because if this game were at Busch Stadium and there was a little bit of wind, we'd feel it in the ballpark.
We'd be in the elements. Gas!
There we go. 1-2 the count.
Just free and easy with that fastball. That one just exploded.
Colby Rasmus spending last year hitting .251 in AAA Memphis. Good fastball, popped up, Drew back, Young in. It's Chris Young, the center fielder, to make the play for the out. Albert Pujols already with 4 home runs this year, the reigning most valuable player. And there is number 4.
Well, he'll get the hang of it one of these days. Just be patient, Cardinal fans. Boy, what a force. I mean, he is just a force. He's one of the few guys in this game, Darren, that changes the way opposing managers manage. Walk him.
Pitch around him. As that fastball runs in, he's never faced Max Scherzer. Let's look at this pitch, Gracie. This is the homer from last night.
Now it's a change up just above the knees and middle away. He gets those big arms extended. What a tremendous hitter.
0-1 the count. The young man, by the way, needs to be mentioned early on. Born in St. Louis, grew up a Cardinals fan, facing the Cardinals for the second time. He saw them last year on September 24th. Lost 4-2 as that one misses outside.
And you can tell Max Scherzer knows that number 5 is in the batter's box. Those last 2 fastballs, 98 and 97.
And the count is 2-1, and you can tell that man's up to the challenge. That time, though, fastball, fly ball, 97 miles an hour, and Pujols is retired. Nice hitting against his favorite team as a kid, not his favorite team tonight. Bob Melvin continues to juggle and seek the right matchups. He knows at the top all the hitting's been coming just fine. Below it, we'll see. It's Burns, it's Drew. Chad Tracy goes to third. Clark is at first. Chris Young in center. Miguel Montero second start of the year. Upton back and right. And Max Scherzer. Southwest Airlines sponsors it. And Justin Upton looking for his first hit of the year. As Chris Carpenter, boy, what a story, paints the outside corner. First strike one.
Well, he's already given up a hit this year.
And he does that very well. Everything darts. He will also cut it in when he needs to.
He's also got a tremendous breaking ball. One of the best in the game.
He's 33 years old. Here in a few weeks will be 34 as he runs that one back over the plate. 1-2 the count. Gracie talked about it. He won the Cy Young Award in 2005. In 06, he finished third in the voting, winning 15 games that year. There's the curveball you're talking about. 2-2 the count. But in 2007 and 2008, as that arm seemed like it was either rehabbing or being rebuilt, he made only 4 starts for the Cardinals combined. As that one misses low.
Little change up there from Carpenter.
Same action as the sinker, though.
Exactly. Felipe Lopez works to a full count.
On a full count, he tops it foul. Accolades for Lopez out of the gates. He has 9 hits already. He has 3 doubles. He has 4 hits in his last 8 at bats.
He's certainly been terrific. Doing a good job of getting on base, setting the table. He's having a good at bat here against Carpenter right out of the gate.
Lopez last year in those 43 games under the watchful eye of Tony La Russa had 60 hits, hit .385 in a Cardinals uniform. Line drive, and he just keeps on keeping on. Felipe Lopez, 5 for his last 9.
Well, what a big-time AB to start the night for the D-backs. Fastball tailing away. He just goes out, gets extended, and just flips it into center field. Very well done. Some old teammates. Let's see if Bob Melvin wants to play small ball tonight or if he's going to try to just bang away on Chris Carpenter.
That one is banged into the ground. There's one, and Burns legs it out right away. Khalil Green, by the way, the shortstop, charges that one next to Thurston and makes the play. Flipping it on over to Schumacher. Let's set the defense for you while we have a chance. Duncan, Ankiel, and Rasmus. Thurston, Green, Schumacher, and Pujols. Of course, Troy Gloss trying to get that shoulder healthy at third. Yadier Molina. Excellent catcher behind home plate with Chris Carpenter.
Well, after a 7-pitch at bat by Felipe Lopez, Burns taps into a force play on the first pitch. Let's see if he's off and running.
The 7th inning last night, a frustrating inning for the Diamondbacks as they tried to come back. They had a 4-pitch inning late in the ball game against the Cardinals.
Well, these are some free swinging young men. How was that cut fastball there, Darren, the one you were saying? Just right in on the belly button of Stephen Drew, just ate him up.
Well, and that's complimentary, right? I mean, if you're constantly looking, if you're Stephen, for pitch to dive down and away, you can't cheat on that if he can run it in.
Well, that's what makes this guy so good. He's got a couple of different fastballs, one that darts away from the left-hander and one that has some teeth in on their hands.
The other thing that makes him fabulous, as we include Eric Burns in this conversation, is that in his career, he's allowed only 36 stolen bases. 58 have been thrown out.
That's amazing.
More than 62% thrown out with Carpenter on the mound. They reached back, got a little bit more there.
Yeah, Steven had a good pitch right just above the thighs and right down the middle. And he just swung right through. I think he went a little too hard on that swing.
Third base coach Chip Hale, full set of signs for Burns and Drew as they take a look down there. Lorenzo Bundy in the first base coach's box for the Diamondbacks. Breeze blowing around, and that cut fastball is high.
He just missed with it. Carpenter thought he might have got strike 3, but home plate umpire Jimmy Reynolds said, no, not quite. And he made the right calls. A little up, maybe a little in. I got to send the runner here, Darren. What about you?
Yes. He's a guy that can roll up the double play with the best of them. Holds runners well, but you got to go. There he goes. There it goes. Popped into left field. There Chris Duncan makes the play for the out. So Stephen Drew is erased. Burns will retreat back. And after the Lopez single, the inning not looking nearly as daunting for that man.
Stephen Drew got a fastball right down the middle, but he got beat by it. And all he could do is just kind of slap it to left field.
Chad Tracy has 20 at-bats this year, 6 hits in that time, with a homer and 4 RBIs. You think of a right-handed pitcher, a tall right-handed pitcher at that, and to have all that going against him, to hold runners so well, that's just, you know what, that's just diligent hard work.
That's part of being successful as a pitcher, is slowing down or stopping the running game. We've seen Brandon Webb, Dan Herron, Brandon Webb especially improve.
Hard ground ball, base hit center field. Tracy using the big part of the diamond. Burns stays put at second. So runners on first and second. Chad now 333 on the year.
Well, 2 guys that have swung the bat well out of the gate, Chad Tracy and Felipe Lopez. Get a couple of base hits right back where it came from. Nice piece of hitting there by Chad Tracy. Now this is where they've struggled with the runners in scoring position, Darren.
And let's see if the veteran Tony Clark can get it going. Driven in 816 in his career.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit there, taken all the way. See if they try to stay in on him with those cut fastballs. That's the ticket right now on Tony Clark. Most opposing pitchers are trying to stay in on him. Don't let him get those big telephone poles extended.
Didn't mean to. That one ran away. Check swing. Thurston is there across to Pujols. And the Diamondbacks' struggles continue offensively. The D-backs score 6 runs or more. Taco Bell's giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day. Oh, baby.
Now we got to start scoring some runs so we can eat up, D.
Chris Duncan with a monster hack sends it back to the screen. I am with you. Chris, 7 hits this year, 1 of them a homer. He has driven in 4. Base percentage of .414 out of the gates.
He is letting it fly, as young Max Scherzer.
all fastballs so far.
Hadn't needed anything else.
Popped up, back of third. Tracy Drew coming together. A simple play, not an easy play, but a play that Tracy will tell you he should make, Mark Grace. To me, a bit of a milestone right there.
Oh, I think
with those legs being healthy.
That's exactly right. Once he actually made a semi-difficult play. Looked rather easy. The wind is blowing, it's swirling in here. Does a good job. You see him calling everybody off. I got it. All you young players out there. I mean, give it a good 3 times. Give the I got it a good 3 times. Kind of like this, Darren. I got it, I got it, I got it. You could see Tracy do that, and he made the play. You're allowed to yell on the baseball field and in the announcer's booth.
It's encouraged, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Communicate. Talk to one another.
I may be soon and early in this game as that good-looking fastball paints the outside corner to Rick Ankiel. I may be breaking out some yelling for some runs. It's an oldie but a goodie, but it might need to come back.
I'm surprised you haven't yet.
Fastball is in, 3-1 the count. 25 home runs, 71 batted in last year for Rick Ankiel. 95 still is yet to throw anything but a fastball. Good dive on that pitch. Scherzer, when he's right, we've already told you the strikeouts he'll get. More than a strikeout per inning of work throughout his time in professional baseball, but he'll also get, when he's right, ground balls. That time it's a walk. Ankiel disinterested in chasing the high fastball. Let's take a look at our Brown and Brown and Power Chevy dealers' key to the game. Ditto. Now, I know that's not from the movie Ghost, which is a big favorite of yours that we watch on the plane. This is from what, Mark Race?
Well, remember the pregame show? Greg Swindell and Todd Walsh were out there, and
it was Big League.
Well, it's always Big League. But Todd Walsh asked Greg Swindell, in so many words, kind of what the Diamondbacks needed to do to win tonight, and up came the graphic, and it said, score some runs. So tonight, ditto. I'm going to ditto exactly what Greg Swindell said. Score some runs, Darren.
I think that is a great key to the game.
It's one of my better ones.
Well, it is. 1-1 the count. Khalil Green making the move to the Midwest from gorgeous San Diego, California. Mark Worrell, a player to be named in that deal in December, just before Christmas last year. The Padres reshape their organization and trim some payroll in the process. Results early say congratulations for a nice start to the Padres, as they're off to a 6-2 start. Winners of 5 in a row.
How about that? Oh, dear.
First breaking ball or changeup of the game.
First off-speed pitch of the game, and that was a dandy of a slider there from Scherzer. Khalil Green thinking, why me?
Green last year, 10 home runs. The year before that, homered 27 times. As that fastball set up by the breaking ball. Max Scherzer talks about the importance with that great fastball of those secondary pitches.
They're very important to me because I have to be able to get right and left-handed hitters out, and each of those pitches allow me to do that because I can't just throw fastballs here. I have to have good secondary pitches, and I really work hard at developing those pitches and making sure they're at their best.
And sometimes all you need is one. Bouncing ball to short. Stephen Drew across the diamond. The Diamondbacks look to get that bat rack alive, awakened, and scoring some runs. Glad to have you with us. Let's take a look at our APS rooftop solar cam with a reminder. Install solar panels on top of your house and certainly make your life and your energy bills much more manageable. Chris Young to lead things off. A sinking fastball. Boy, did that have a lot of movement to it. Strike one to CY. 6 for 26 this year, 231.
Like a cut fastball. It kind of stayed right there in the hitting zone. Chris Young underneath it. And when Chris Young has missed this year, he's been underneath a lot of pitches this year. The swings, the misses, and a lot of balls in the air.
On 0-2. Line drive, base hit, it dies down there. Is he thinking about two? He touches first. He's headed to second. Aikio fires it in the slide. Double Chris Young. Got a pitch up out over the belt. Looked like it might have been that cut fastball and just served it into left center field. Fourth double of the year, number 4.
Well, he didn't get underneath this one. He stays right with it. Out over shortstop, and this is one of the best arms in the game that he just challenged. Rick Ankiel. And he just gets in there. Rick Shue and the rest of the coaching staff fired up about that. You got to take some chances, Darren, against a guy like Chris Carpenter. You can't just sit back and think you're going to get 3 hits in an inning and score a bunch of runs off him. You have to try to take that extra 90 feet. I think you have to try to maybe put some hit and runs on, move runners around. Sometimes you just got to press your luck. Chris Young did, and he got away with it. Miguel Montero, kind of an excuse me swing there out of the gate.
Almost like he was quick pitch, though he wasn't. 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position in this game. Miguel 1 for 5 to start the year. This is just his second start of the year. Started game 2 of the season against the Rockies. And that one runs away. The sinking fastball, 1-1 the count. Timely hits just aren't coming their way. Not yet. It's the 1-1. Popped up and into the seats it goes.
Miguel Montero in a perfect world, or in his manager's perfect world, would be able to pull the ball on the ground. Worst case scenario, get Chris Young to third base with less than 2 outs. You'd hate to see a ball to the left side of the infield right now.
Instead, it's a big swing and a strikeout. And a foiled at bat for Miguel Montero. Don't forget the All-Star game will be right here at Chase in 2011. Full-time season ticket holders will have the best opportunity to purchase All-Star summer packages. Buy season tickets today by calling 602-462-4600 or visit dbacks.com. Would imagine Albert will get yet another opportunity to head to the All-Star game right down the freeway this year. And good for him. Here's Justin Upton. Hitless in his first 12 at bats to start the year as he takes a pitch at the belt, but a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, that was a fastball right down the middle, belt high, taken all the way.
6 for 22 with a home run in his career against the Cardinals. That's a 273 clip. Outside, missed a spot by quite a bit. 1-1 to count.
You can see Carpenter not used to missing a spot like that. He was disgusted with himself, pounded his glove, give himself a little verbal kick in the fanny. Oh dear.
It's the curveball you spoke of.
Watch Justin's front leg. Watch his front leg. Yeah. I don't blame you, Justin. Those aren't much fun.
The 1-2. He threw him another one. As that one dives down and in. 2-2 the count. At some point we will hear from Justin during this telecast about his struggles to start the year, what he's learned from them, and also he has some thoughts on what he's learned watching Albert Pujols play. Bob Melvin will join us from the dugout as well this evening. Waves at that cut fastball. That one started about 2 or 3 inches away and was in the other batter's box when it was done.
Yeah, that's just a kid that's in between. This ball's nowhere near the plate. Never was. And just had his mind made up. He was going to take a whack at it.
Well, now is as good a time as any for Max to get big league hit number 1. Gracie and I are looking for it. Looking for it right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking for it. You got a call?
A little topper out to Khalil Green. The shortstop fields and fires. Not this time. A wasted double for the Diamondbacks. Nice to be joined by you up here, Mr. Callis. Harry Callis, Hall of Fame broadcaster, and you're getting us through. Now, in broadcasting school, where did we learn how to handle this moment?
This moment is a very difficult moment, but this is the moment Gracie's been waiting for.
He loves the Fanatic, though I'm not quite sure if the Fanatic loves him.
I'll tell you one thing, what a joy, Marco, was to watch him play this game of baseball. It's great to have him in the booth, but to watch him as a player was truly an honor for me.
Wow, I don't know if you remembered that he said that about you, Mark Grayson. What a touching moment, and we lost a very good friend, didn't we, yesterday?
Darren, it's just not going to be the same without Harry. Going to Philly or at all, period. It's just not going to be the same, and bless his heart, we're going to miss him, and I won't miss those. I won't miss the Fanatic and him coming in and doing that to me, though.
Well, certainly to honor Mr. Callis, we'll be bringing the Fanatic in because you know what? Just like yesterday's baseball game in Washington, he'd want everything to go on.
Absolutely. Rest in peace, my friend.
What a wonderful memory. Thank you guys for finding that for us. He was a gentleman to the all-star player. As you heard him describe the man sitting next to me, he was a mentor and a guide to the young up-and-coming broadcaster. And I guess simply put, as Carpenter tops that with the Lopez, he was just a gentleman. And he was a classy guy. He represented baseball, the Phillies, just with so much pride and class and humility. And oh, by the way, one of the best announcers in the history of the game.
I was going to say, you get lost in the man and you forget just how well he did the job.
Right. So here's Skip Schumacher.
Mercy. Max Scherzer so far. I mean, he's just been delicious out there.
Breaking ball. What a pretty pitch that was.
You know, he didn't get the call there, but that was a beautiful pitch. Very well executed to the outside corner. Just missed.
Still in the head now of Schumacher, though. That one's a strike. Backed off on that one a little bit more.
He came back with it again, a la Dan Herron. You didn't call that one a strike, I'll throw another one. Thank you for calling it a strike. Now I can go back to throwing my fastball. Oh dear.
2-2 the count.
That'll get a hitter's attention. 96 around the chin.
Schumacher last year, 300 hitter in 153 games. Had a great year. Hit 302. Bouncing ball behind the middle. Can't get there. Leaving his feet, all he can do is just smother the baseball. So Schumacher, who's off to a 300 start this year, and that's part of the reason why, Gracie. When you look at his numbers from last year, it's not about the power, but it certainly is about reaching base.
Well, he's got great speed. He can get a ball like that. You see Max Scherzer doesn't get in the greatest fielding position. Allows the ball to get by him. With Schumacher's speed, Stephen Drew wouldn't have had a chance had he come up with it. He can steal a base, Darren Sutton, can Schumacher.
You talk about, as you mentioned, Schumacher with his 8 stolen bases, 89 in his minor league career, had 8 last year. Good fastball.
And he's not going to steal a lot of bases at the major league level because of 2 hitters behind him is number 5 Albert Pujols. And when he is up to the plate, you drop anchor. Don't bother stealing when the big fella's up. Gas.
And that one with some dive to it. 0-2 the count with Pujols watching in the on-deck circle. Rasmus, a first-round pick of these Cardinals in 2005, 28th player overall selected. And that fastball runs away. Battled injuries last season, a groin injury, a knee injury. Matter of fact, spent some time down in rookie ball rehabbing, did Rasmus. With the dive like a split-fingered fastball. Not the signature pitch for Max Scherzer. And speaking of signatures, we are honored that this is on our wall in this home. Top 3 power Chevy dealers in the Valley. Arrowhead, Brown & Brown, and Superstition Springs. And by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. One and 0 the count to Felipe Lopez. And Lopez just keeps on keeping on. 2 for 2. And he has now 6 hits in his last 10 at-bats. Speaking of someone on a roll, let's send it on down to Todd Walsh. I think that sets it up just fine, my friend.
Yes, it does. Took them to the NCAA tournament, their 25th consecutive trip. The interim head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, Russ Pennell, but the real reason we're here to say hello to him is to congratulate him now, the head coach at Grand Canyon. How's that sound?
Hey, it sounds great. I'm excited about it, and being back in the Valley for my family and I is a real treat.
How would you describe, if you could, as we sit and watch Eric Burns come to the plate, the year that was in your life, trying to keep a program alive, and when everyone knew what the situation was? Let's be honest and candid.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a kind of a circus at times, but we were able to get the guys all on the same page, and they bought into what we were trying to do for one season, and it worked, and just the way it finished up was fantastic.
And to be here in the Valley now, calling this home again?
This is really a dream come true. My wife and daughters love this place, and to have this opportunity to work at Grand Canyon University, you know, it afforded everything. Got to coach basketball in a place that really wants to have basketball, and we get to live in the Valley.
Before I let you go, I have to get a word. A lot of people still coping, Russ, with the loss of Bruce Snyder. I know that you were at Arizona State when he was there, and when everyone talks about him, they're not talking about the coach, they're talking about the man, the leader, the mentor. Does that surprise you?
Not at all. You know, when I went to Arizona State in 1998, Bruce was the coach there, and he was so gracious, and he had the status of being a Rose Bowl football coach, but man, did he always make everyone around him feel good, and we're sorely going to miss Coach Snyder.
Congratulations to you on everything. Good luck, Godspeed. Enjoy the ride, Russ.
Thanks a lot.
We got to go because these people here pay good money to those seats. So go. Thanks, Russ Pennell. How about that, guys?
Oh, that's awesome, Todd. Thank you so
Todd.
much. That one is a fly ball to center field. And the play is made. Burnsy is 0 for 2 after reaching on a fielder's choice. The head coach of the Grand Canyon Antelopes, Coach Stapleton, the baseball coach over there as well.
We're a great program.
Congratulations. That's wonderful. I'll be hearing from them a lot this year, partnering up with us. Glad to have them, not only here in town as our local university, but also part of the telecast some. I challenge him, Chris Carpenter, that is, to throw something straight.
He can't.
Because he doesn't. And that's a gift, by the way. It's not a curse. It's a gift. Right-hander, New Hampshire native. Exeter, New Hampshire. First-round pick as the curveball.
Oh, what a pitch.
Pounds the outside corner.
Stephen Drew right now, after those first 2 pitches, might do himself well to just wave a white flag. Golly.
See if Stephen can get one to handle. Yeah, that pitch buried in. That's nothing to handle. A cut fastball. He's talking at length to, and I'm sorry, Gracie, Yadier Molina, his catcher, before the game. And he said he's kind of the guy coming back from the injuries that has served as our leader. Now, starting pitchers, he said, can't be leaders on a daily basis. A lot of times it's position players, but Molina made it clear that he is as close to an everyday caliber player leader as I've ever played with.
Well, there's their leader.
There's no doubt.
That man.
Curveball misses away. The man at first is their everyday player leader in Albert Pujols. And the 2 guys standing next to one another, Pujols and Lopez, that certainly is an interesting story. 2 played together for a brief time last year. That one is to Pujols. Takes a look and throwing, instead eating it, going to the bag.
But
So
a productive
Lopez moves
out.
up.
That's what you need. If you're going to make an out, move the guy up. Now he's in scoring position for Chad Tracy, who's been swinging as good a bat as anybody on the ball club. Against a pitcher like Carpenter, sometimes, you know, one has to be enough. He's that good.
Diamondbacks just 4 runs in their last 29 2/3 innings. On his hands, that cut fastball, and it's a foul ball. Tracy may need some new lumber. That's exactly what he needs. That ash bat, folks, that is an ash wood bat, and you can see how it breaks.
Attaboy, Chad. Stay with that ash.
Shatters within your hands, stays most of the time intact.
It's not a danger to opposing pitchers or anybody else around the dugout, and especially the fans. Somehow, some way, we're gonna get rid of that maple.
Oh, another
Maybe they can
curveball.
Get rid of that Carpenter curveball.
I was going to say Chad would ask to have that outlawed as well. We'll talk throughout the evening, but the 12-6 curveball, the straight down curveball, it's a dying breed, number one, and very tough to command and umpire.
Of course it is. Reminds me of the late, great Darryl Kyle. You just don't see curveballs like that very much anymore. See a lot of sliders, a lot of split fingers, but that's just a lost art, that big, hard overhand curveball.
Twelve to 6, meaning dropping straight down. 12 to 6. The 1-2. That one misses up. And 2-2 the count to Chad. Single back in the first inning, was stranded. Chad just a .232 career hitter in 26 games against Cardinals pitching. I think a redhead would love the Redbirds. Not with guys like this on the mound, though. But he stayed back as long as he could, didn't he?
That's 4 breaking balls in a row to Chad Tracy. Chad Tracy's found a way to stay alive. 2-2. Right now, if you're Bob Melvin, you're hoping somehow, some way that Carpenter can make a mistake. Chad Tracy hitting .333. Him and Lopez been the guys getting most of the base hits here for the Diamondbacks. Let's see if Chad can find one with runner in scoring position. 3-2.
Boy, that's an easy 94. I mean, he's not flying all over the place.
Well, I think a lot of times, Darren, pitchers miss almost on purpose with the fastball in 2-2 to try to set you up for that 3-2 breaking ball with a base open. Let's see if Carpenter does go with the breaking ball after going inside.
The fastball up the wow.
Good pitch.
Tracy is erased. Albert Pujols. We'll see him in just a moment.
Pujols, he's going to murder you. You stay around his knees, you got a much better chance, and that's what Max did with those good fastballs.
89 all the way up to 98 miles an hour. And at 96.
Right at the knees on the inside corner. Thing of beauty.
And the count is 0-1 to Albert Pujols. Fastball is in. 1-1 the count to Pujols. Albert always, like we just saw Manny Ramirez, who came to town. Change up, got a check swing. He did not go around, says Tim Welke.
And when you're a superstar, you didn't go around. I think Albert got a big break there. And those numbers tell you he is certainly a superstar.
2-1. Another change up. The count 3-1 to Pujols. Talking to him before the game, he was talking about how the work just goes on like Ramirez every day, grinding it, hitting off the tee. Balance. Balance to drive a ball like that. Into right center field and one off the wall. Pujols races on around. It's a leadoff double and an extra base hit for the Cardinals.
I think it's a fastball out over, just above the knees, and bang. Just so strong. His bat just makes a different sound, doesn't it, Dan?
And he's a guy that opponents and his own teammates, they watch, they stop what they're doing, they get back up to the top step. Either side they watch. And if they're smart, they learn and try to implement it. That is a ball. Into the corner it goes. Picking on a breaking ball was Duncan. So Duncan now has 5 RBIs this season. And the St. Louis Cardinals lead the Diamondbacks by a score of 1-0. He picked on a breaking ball.
Well, Duncan was looking to pull something, and Max Scherzer did him a favor, gave him something he can pull, something off speed. And when it stays up in the zone, not only are you going to pull it, but you're going to pull it hard out into the outfield. Yeah, that's something I can easily pull. So, interesting choice when you throw as hard as Max does. You give him something he can pull, something off speed.
Angry fastball sails up and out of the zone. So the double from Pujols is cashed in right away.
And what Max has to do now is regain his composure, find a way to get through this with only 1 run. You fall behind 2-3 runs here, it's a lot to ask against Chris Carpenter, especially with a struggling offense.
Yeah, a team that maybe is pressing a little bit, trying a little bit too hard. The relaxation factor has been more applicable to the Cardinals. Their hits have been timely and plentiful. This is a club that this year, to get off to their start, has been dropping the ball out there in the outfield, driving in runs as that fastball grabs the outside corner. That's one of the reasons they're 6-2. Not just that man. He's certainly not alone. We've mentioned some other guys that are hitting. This club's hitting .324 with runners in scoring position this year.
Mercer, perfect pitch right under the hands. And Keel not a chance on that one.
That battery mate hopes to be working together real soon. Webb ready to get back, get going, as that one is high. Brandon seems to be in the mode to get healthy, and he's ready.
Yeah, Scott Snyder and I had a little conversation with him, and he is not happy being on the DL. He's chomping at the bit, trying to get back, and he will be back soon.
Just missed the inside corner. 3-2 the count. Face Ankiel as a hitter ever?
Yes, I did. Thanks for asking. I struck out.
That's good.
Darren, I love it when we walk down memory lane.
That I could bring that up for you. That changeup misses away as I fend off Mark Grace. Our Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
Brian Price is out to visit. How many no-hitters did the late Harry Callis call in his 43-year career?
By the Phillies or by?
I'm guessing it goes,
I guess that goes
across
anybody,
the line.
Well, I know he called one for Terry Mulholland. He was a Philly who did it. I think he had to. Tommy Green threw one.
Ooh.
For the Phillies.
Carlton? Steve Carlton?
So it's got to be 6.
We're going to go with 6. All right. So we move on. Khalil Green.
As we just hammer that one.
Boy, nice bunt on a fastball riding up and in. A little tap dance for Tony Clark. A sacrifice bunt and a thing of beauty. For a young man that at times can turn it loose wildly, he comfortably squared around.
Just a thing of beauty right there. And that is a ringing endorsement for the sacrifice bunt. No double play possible now for a slow base runner and Yadier Molina. Pretty good contact hitter, so now you get a big chance. Infielders are halfway, as you can see. So Mac's going to have to do some pitching here to keep it at a 1-run game.
A slider, and he pokes at it and reaches the seats.
And Max left that one up and out over. Kind of got away with that one, but it's strike 1.
That was an interesting number, 293 in his career with runners in scoring position. Sounds just like his brother in San Francisco, doesn't it? Something in the family genes causes this bunch to not overswing in these situations.
Oh, what a beautiful pitch there from Max Scherzer to jump ahead 0-2. Yeah, less is more in a lot of ways when it comes to this, Darren. When you got second and third, or bases loaded, nobody or one out. Just almost playing pepper sometimes is the thing to do instead of taking the big behemoth swings, trying to hit a 4-run homer. There's nothing wrong with a ground ball up the middle and driving in too.
See the work being done already by Scherzer as he works here in the 4th inning with 1 out, trying to strand those base runners. Fastball, got a lot of home plate, but up. Looking for a strikeout. Oh, would that be sweet if he got a strikeout. Throw you a ground ball too. Just hope it goes to a defender. Ian, watch those kneecaps. 1 and 2 the count.
But a pretty good 0-2 pitch there. You get the hitter's attention, maybe make a move. Now maybe something like a changeup, something down in the zone, maybe a changeup in the dirt. You might have Molina sped up enough to get a swing at it.
Duncan doubled. He is at third. Right behind him, Ankiel earned a walk. Ankiel's walked a couple of times. Infielders to their toes. The 1-2 is high. 2 and 2 the count. Everything appears magnified to me anyway as the fan when your offense is trying to find its way. Everything, every moment.
Yeah, nothing makes a team look better than when you're swinging the bat good, and nothing makes you look worse when you're not.
Boy, What a protective swing there and a nice job.
You know, if you're Tony La Russa, you have to love the effort you're getting from Molina right now. He's not trying to do anything more than just put the ball in play. And if he gets a real tough pitch like that, if he gets something on the outside corner, just find a way to fight it off and get another pitch and maybe get a mistake. That's winning baseball. It's winning offense right there.
Pitch is low. He works it full. Last year, Molina, in 124 games, walked 32 times, struck out 29 times.
Amazing.
And he has really laid in it bad here on Max Scherzer. Chokes a bit up on that bat, as you can see. Oh, yeah! That one is belted. Chris Young is on the move. It's over his head. He picked on a fastball. He drives in a pair, and St. Louis leads it by a score of 3-0. Put a star by that at bat if you're Tony La Russa.
All set up by a beautiful sacrifice bunt. Like the Lil Green, fought off a bunch of tough ones and then got one right down Broadway. Something he could handle. Put a good crisp swing on it. That is just terrific stuff from Yadier Molina and the St. Louis Cardinals. This has been a picture-perfect offensive inning for the Cardinals.
And because of that, the young ace with the electric stuff now is fighting himself a bit and is going to come out of who he is and who he was to start the game. Max is never really, I mean, despite no matter how many runs he gives up, which rarely is many, has had support in his time in the big leagues. That's 7 starts last year. He allowed 3 earned runs or less in 6 of his 7 starts last season and was 0-4. Breaking ball, foul tipped, 1-1 the count. Joe Thurston. Thurston, the veteran, getting work at third base. Troy Gloss trying to rehab his shoulder. Actually out here rehabbing right now is Gloss. Thurston with some time with the Dodgers, the Phillies in the big leagues, the Red Sox. And Tony Clark will go to the bag, and Thurston is erased.
Had a good pitch there in on the hands of Thurston. And got a little feeble ground ball. Now he's got to finish up. Yeah, it's the opposing pitcher. But Chris Carpenter's a pretty good athlete. And you can't let up here. You got to make sure. Hey, give him 3, don't give him 4.
And the catcher can't let up either with the runner at third. Bouncing ball and gobbled up by Tracy. Sends and fires, and in time for the out. What an at bat by Yadier Molina against the young fireballer, and that at bat earns some huge. Diamondbacks and Cardinals. If a D-back homer hits the Gila River Casino's hit and win sign here this inning, a lucky fan watching on Fox Sports Arizona will win tonight's jackpot $50,000. 50 grand. The jackpot grows by 10,000 every time the prize goes unclaimed. I see here it's now 70 grand. Right now they just added 20 grand. And of course, visit dbacks.com/hit-and-win, and this is not good
bad news here, I have a feeling. Oh, boy. Now, Chris Carpenter's getting a visit. Tony La Russa looks pretty concerned. I think he's going to have to go to his bullpen. And this would be a shame, Darren Sutton, because baseball needs guys like Chris Carpenter. And he's had enough injuries, thank you very much.
He reached and grabbed his side, Mark Race. Let's see.
It.
Yadier Molina, you can see.
Oh, what a shame that is. You just hope it's something that he just maybe tweaked a little bit. Like I said, this guy is good for baseball. Pitchers like him are good for the game, Darren. Let's hope he's okay.
We'll keep an eye. As soon as we hear, we will let you know. Made no movement towards his arm, which we hope is good news. Instead, it was his side. More after this. At 10 p.m. on Saturday, April 18th, and that's a good thing. If you want to join a team, we invite you to join the FS Arizona team. All you have to do is register online at http://patsrun.com. Or right there. How about just patsrun.com on a copy there. Then click on Team Members, register here, fill out the information. Our team name is Fox Sports Arizona, and the password is FSAZ, which is all in caps. If you have any questions, please call our office at 602-257-9500. PatsRun.com. Get a chance to be a part of the FS Arizona team, and we certainly look forward to doing that. I tell you, what an inspirational event, what an inspirational man, as Kyle McClellan takes over. The right-hander. McClellan, a little bit of time last year, all out of the bullpen for the Cardinals. You can see what he has done so far this year.
He's going to get as many as he needs due to the injury to Chris Carpenter. Well, you just hope for good news from that Cardinal clubhouse. Man.
Gracie, let's answer our Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
How many no-hitters did the late Harry Callis call in his 43-year career? 6. Ooh, Kevin Millwood.
And who could forget the one by Don Wilson?
Well, that's a good point by you, as McClellan goes right to work. Cards Rookie of the Year last year after making 68 appearances. Had 10 outings of 2 innings or more, and good stuff as that one dives down. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Cardinals. No runs on 4 hits and no errors for the D-backs. Breaking ball is high. 1-2 the count.
Pretty good breaking ball there from McClellan.
Oh, my, backed off on that one. Interestingly enough, Mark Grace, we lose Carpenter. Diamondbacks do, and their fans from this ball game. Here comes another guy with a great 12-6 curveball.
He got ahead with a couple of fastballs, missed with a breaking ball, and then came back with another beauty. You could just see no chance there for Tony Clark.
So wicked stuff from the right-hander. Here's Chris Young. That fastball sails high and inside. Hazelwood West High School in Missouri. Chris Young, one hopper out to Thurston. Fields fires in time for the out. On the other end of that play, the ball retrieved by Albert Pujols, Gracie. And from one Gold Glove first baseman to another, as I speak with you about it, he said he feels at this point in his career he works more daily on his defense than he does his hitting now. He really prides himself in it.
Well, as he should. As should any player. You know, you're not going to hit every day. I mean, yeah, it's hard to say that about Albert Pujols, but trust me, he'll go 0 for 4 sometime this year. But on that day, there's no excuse for not being ready defensively. It's concentration. It takes a lot of practice. Because on that day that you're not helping much offensively, you can always help save a ball game defensively.
He said he finds Jose Oquendo, who is on the coaching staff, the third base coach, and they go to work. Talk about that man right there as being a manager someday.
Used to call him the secret weapon. Whitey Herzog would try to find a way to get him in there. He'd play him in the outfield, the infield, catch, didn't matter. And he always found a way to beat you. Montero looks at it was a very Chris Carpenter-esque inning there.
Wow.
Kyle McClellan.
Bob Melvin will join us right around the corner from the D-backs dugout. The Diamondbacks a moment ago. His team struggling, pressing offensively. How do you lighten their burden?
Well, you got to stay behind them. You got to stay light and know things are going to break. You know, the ball Trace hits is a bullet to center fielder. So we are getting some decent at bats, and if we're not getting them in, and if we are, we're hitting balls hard at somebody. So it's going to break here sooner or later.
Let's talk about Max Scherzer for a minute, Skipper. You got to be pleased, really, with the way he's throwing the ball. A little hiccup there in the fourth, but he's throwing the ball well, don't you think?
He is, and he's getting some early count outs, which, in the past we seem to have a tough time doing. He gets to the 5th or 6th innings a lot of times, and he's at his pitch count. So early in the game here, he got some early count outs, and, like you said, other than just a little hiccup there, he's throwing the ball really well.
Thank you, Bob. Best of luck.
All right, thanks.
Good luck, Skip. Speaking of early count outs, 1 pitch, 1 out there. Scherzer off the bat of Schumacher. So good speed, kept off the bases. And those early count outs, Darren, all that's going to do is lengthen Max Scherzer's start today. If he can get ahead like that, put the hitters in what I like to call swing mode, all of a sudden now, man, you're ahead of the game. When you got that kind of stuff and you jump ahead.
Diving attempt, Felipe Lopez. And a base hit as Albert Pujols walks up. We talked about opposing players learning from what he does. Let's listen to 21-year-old Justin Upton.
It's very hard to get him off balance. He's such a smart hitter. He's so strong that any pitch he can wait for the ball to get in the middle of the zone, and he's quick enough and strong enough to fight that ball off. And if he catches you out front, there's going to be some damage done.
Tough to emulate, easy to pick up.
Yeah, it's easy to see. It's just tough to, as you said, set your goals high. But I don't know if anybody can just day in and day out hammer like this man. Nice change up there.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're Max Scherzer, you're down 3 runs right now. Still a lot of ball game left. You know what? Let's go after the big fella. Get it big out here, gain some much needed confidence for this club. And your teammates should feed off that. You know what? Right now, if you're playing behind Max Scherzer, you're kind of hoping, man, let's go after this guy, take our chances. Man, if we get him out, that might be the spark that we need. Let's go take care of this kid.
Another changeup is low to Pujols. A 6-time All-Star. A .334 career hitter coming in this year. In.
But a good pitch. But a very good pitch.
A lot of fun to see a young man who grew up watching the Cardinals in a battle like this. One of the greatest Cardinals ever. On the corner, a breaking ball grabbed the front door part of the plate. Albert didn't want that one anyway.
Well, it hung a little high and a little inside, but Albert got buckled by it. I wouldn't throw it there again.
No.
No. He won't get buckled by it if you throw it there again.
He's taking the at-bat to full. The electric young arm. I think they're going to first. That's exactly what you saw, the horns there, the index finger and the pinky. That means just in case, give him a look over there. Full count, 1 out. Foul that one back. And he went with the fastball. We'll peek in again. Nothing. St. Louis leads it. Fastball coming again on 3-2. Time was called last minute by Albert as he steps out. Was talking as Manny spoke with us about tee work. You young hitters out there, you don't have to have anybody throwing you baseballs. Find a tee, find a fence. He does tee work before every game as well. Here comes another fastball on 3-2 with the runner going. It's popped up and will reach the seats. How about to start this year, Mark Grace, with 2 strikes? Is that pretty good?
With 2 strikes. So he's had it 13 times. He struck out once.
Pitch number 8 as the battle rolls on, and here we go again. Out front of that changeup, you saw that it was coming.
You know, that's what's amazing about Pujols. He got 96 miles an hour worth of gas above the belt and was able to fight it off. Then he got a very well executed changeup from Scherzer, and he was able to fight it off. A lot like Yadier Molina. If you just fight off the tough ones, eventually you might get a mistake. That's all. That's what hitting's all about. You don't hit the nasty pitches, you hit the mistakes.
Fastball belted deep left field. Burns shy of the track. And he got a bit under it. Pujols hands on helmet, jogs off the field.
None too happy, but Max Scherzer went right down Broadway with a fastball. Albert Pujols was right there, but he got under it a fraction. I mean, center cut. Here it is, big boy. Oh, dear. Watch the reaction. Oh, how did I miss that one? Even the great ones just miss sometimes, so that time, Max Scherzer was the winner in a great battle.
And we saw the signs, Mark Grace. Miguel Montero called for the changeup. Max shook him off and said, I want to throw a fastball. And he threw it with conviction.
Yeah, he did.
And that's the key.
And Albert, I mean, he put a beautiful pass on that ball, too. And it made a really loud sound, but he just got under it a fraction. And he made an out this time.
Fastball is high to Chris Duncan. 1-0 the count. It was fun to watch him hit. Fun to talk hitting with him. Change up away. 2-0 the count. When you engage Albert, you and I did in a sit down at Busch Stadium. Very memorable. An honor for me with you two guys talking hitting. Just to be a fly on the wall. Oh, boy. 2-1.
Once again, he just reared back 2-0. Said heck with it. Let's play baseball. Duncan came up empty.
78 pitches. He's fine. And another fastball. Duncan doubled in a run back in the 4th inning. Eventually scored on the Yadier Molina double, along with Rick Ankiel. And what was the at-bat of the baseball game? By Yadier Molina. Very spry young man, isn't he, on those toes? Bouncing around on the mound, Max Scherzer.
No, he pitches with a lot of passion. He kind of lets you know how he's feeling. And I like that.
Fastball, and that broke his bat.
Just chewed up Chris Duncan's lumber. He'll get some more.
Last year, Max Scherzer lefties hit over 300 against him. Righties just 167. makes a lot of sense with that stuff.
He's not going to be a guy that gives up a lot of hits and base runners.
Fastball is high, runner goes, throw it down, stolen base, huge jump. Rasmus stole that one on the pitcher.
Yeah, that one was certainly on Max Scherzer. No chance there for Montero. Oh, yeah, great jump. Cardinals just have a lot of ways to beat you. They can beat you with speed, they can beat you with power, and they certainly can beat you with pitching.
Three-two. Out front, popped up, a changeup. Justin Upton is there, and he puts it away. Rasmus is stranded. Boys, follow that man's lead. Get some runs. Takes a high breaking ball, and the count is 0-1, a slider that just stayed up at the belt. Struck out back in the second inning against Chris Carpenter. Carpenter left the game last inning as he was warming up to start things in the fourth. We still don't know exactly what it was, as that one is high. 1-1 the count. At one moment walking off the field, he reached and grabbed his side. We can only hope, although that can be a painstaking injury to deal with. Upton, ground ball, on a backhand from one knee. Throw is wide. Albert can't dig it out, and into the dugout that one goes. And so an extra base for Justin Upton.
Look, Khalil Green, one of the best defenders in all of baseball at short, makes a nice backhand play and then just spikes it into the ground. Albert Pujols usually comes up with those. He doesn't. So the D-backs get a big break. Justin Upton on second base, and we're going to get a pinch hitter. And it looks like one Mark Reynolds is going to come in and hit for Max Scherzer. I guess Bob Melvin thinks, you know what, this is the inning that I want to try to get big.
Pinch hitting for Max Scherzer, number 27, Mark Reynolds.
I'm going to try to get some momentum with Mark Reynolds. What a good job by that young man tonight. Almost semi-disappointed to see him lifted, to be honest with you.
Well, semi-involved in my thoughts. I understand what they're trying to do. 83 pitches. His limit was 105, as that one is high. Let's hope it works out.
Yeah, you're hoping for a couple or three-run inning here now. Instead of a bunt and playing for one run, he's going with the big thunder and Mark Reynolds.
And Mark on a breaking ball rolls that one down the line, but foul. 6 hits, a triple, and an RBI to start the year for Reynolds. Had a big spring training, hitting well over 300. "28 home runs, 97 RBIs last year for Mark." As Max looks on. Still seeking a couple of big-time hits. Stringing a handful together, or so they hope. Nobody out. 2-1 the count on the man out of Virginia. High fly ball, deep left field. Duncan goes back, and it's gone! Do it, man, scientist, do it! You kidding me, Gracie?
What a strong man Mark Reynolds is. He got a ball up around the belt. Just a fastball, didn't do much. He just clobbers it way back there. Max Scherzer says, "Yeah, I don't think I could have done that." So the mad scientist comes up with a big 2-run home run off the bench from Mark Reynolds. We got a brand new ball game there in Sutton. You got to give a lot of credit to Bob Melvin there. We were disappointed to see.
Certainly.
To see Max Scherzer taken out of the game. Mark Reynolds just said, "You know what, Darren? You know what, Gracie? I can handle things down here."
It's rare during a home run trot that you will hear the play-by-play man with a little bit of passion holler out the mad scientist. But he said, "That man, you watch the rest. I'm going to go to a man off the bench who is not used to pinch hitting, certainly not an accomplished pinch hitter. I'm going to tell the man on the left on your television screen to knock one into the seats for me." And it worked out just fine. Lopez to count 2-2. Felipe, you can't expect perfection out of. You'd love to see him keep it going. He's already 2 for 2 in this game. That average now at 367. Had him out front that time. And that time he is thrown out by Schumacher. One more time, Gracie, help us look at what Mark Reynolds did, please.
Mark Reynolds got a fastball up above the belt. Oh, boy, he creates some serious bat speed. And you know what's funny, Darren? And you may disagree with. He didn't get all that ball. He got under it just a shade, and he still hit it 15 rows deep. That's how strong that young man is.
I mean, that's a thriller for most hitters, a home run that deep in that part of the ballpark. It's very memorable for them. Not for either one of those two.
422 feet worth of long ball.
He didn't even come close to getting.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I agree with you 100%.
That's what a weapon that guy is. I mean, when he hits it, it makes a sound. 3-0 on Eric Burns. So right back come the Diamondbacks, a little momentum. Love to get this crowd going. They haven't had much to cheer about on this homestand.
Not much at all, my friend. 3-0 the count, 3-2 the score. There is ball 4. LaRussa makes his way out to the mound. Does he have a lefty? He does. He's got a lefty warming in the pen.
I would imagine he's got the hook with him.
Stepping aside, the Diamondbacks mounting a comeback. Trevor Miller coming on. in the box. Now step outside of it. What a great memory against the St. Louis Cardinals last year when Stephen Drew hit for the cycle on the first day of September in the year 2008. And why not? As Stephen gets set to lead things off over the head of his current double play partner, Felipe Lopez. How about that when you look at that video? Lopez was in left field. Jack in the box. In the box, think outside of the box.
One out, an opportunity now for Stephen Drew and or Chad Tracy, who's on deck, to possibly get Max Scherzer a win in this game. That would be his first major league win, and I think it would be kind of cool.
A breaking ball hovered over the plate. It's hit a mile high. And Erasmus is there. Todd Walker.
But he's much smarter than me, and he's been through this much more than I'll ever dream of. But I was just trying to get to the point, will it take maybe just one guy to get hot, to jumpstart this thing, instead of a series of guys? And Mark and I have talked about this a few times over the last year and a half on the pregame show, that's for sure. How do you jumpstart an offense that can get anemic at times? I still think it can come from one guy. It doesn't have to be 3 or 4 at the same time.
No, I think you're right. And, you know, I played with plenty of guys. Throw the ball so I can tell my story. Okay. I played with plenty of guys like Sammy Sosa, Ryan Sandberg, Andre Dawson.
Just one guy.
Out here, Luis Gonzalez. And even a guy like a Steve Finley and Matt Williams. You know what? They come in one day and say, boys, hop on my back. I'm taking us to the promised land. Just hop on my back.
And you see it for a couple of games.
Burns moves up. That one is fired wide, so runner in scoring position. Continue, though, folks. I am enjoying your conversation.
I mean, I've seen Steve Finley back in the day carry this team for a week or two.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and I guess my point I'm getting back to, anxious to see Mark Reynolds. I mean, and see what that did, that moment. A manager, all right, I'm taking out a pitcher that's pitching this well.
But he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that can, when he gets going, hop on, boys, and I'm going to take us where we need to be.
Hard for me to not understand how a guy would go, let's say, 7 for 10 and drive in 11 or 12 runs with a couple of homers. That starts an offense, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about with a guy like Matt Williams taking the burn. And I think what happens, Gracie, is that when an offense struggles, everybody collectively tightens up. And you can help loosen up an offense just by driving all the runs in for a couple of days.
You clearly identified that earlier in the broadcast. Absolutely.
And Bob, it was interesting listening to him address it.
And it just takes the one big hit. The one big hit to put you over the top.
Broken bat. And in time for the out. Is this the big hit? Is this the one that gets the Diamondbacks going? Off the bench you come. And he didn't square it up at all. That's incredible. Mark Reynolds, when you're going right, what are you doing with your approach at home plate?
The side camera in the first base dugout, if you put a mark where my head starts and then where my head finishes, sometimes my head will start up here and finish over here, and that's obviously it's tough to hit a moving ball, and if your head's moving, it's that much tougher. So, I like to keep my head on the same plane. It's going to move forward a little bit. That's just how it is. But if my head's dropping this much, it's tough to hit a moving ball.
Well, that was very well done. That was very well done. That head moved just very little, and you saw the result. A long, long home run.
Bouncing ball, John Roush is on. Tony Clark flips it to the big fella covering. It's like 16 feet of men making that play there. Don't forget that 10 tickets in any combination of games and seats for just $120. And for Gracie and I's case, that'd be, one ticket for 10 separate games. Plus, get a $10 gift card to shop with my good friends at Fry's Food and Drug Stores. Call 602-462-4600 or visit dbacks.com. Trying to reinvent himself a little bit, John Roush, as that one spikes in there. 1-0 the count.
That one got a big piece of Miguel Montero.
I'm going to roll this at you one more time, Gracie.
Okay. The head is there, and it moves to when contact was made about right there. That's pretty good. A lot of times you might get something like that, and that's when you're in trouble. But Mark Reynolds was picture perfect there.
Fastball, fly ball, left center field. It's Chris Young to his right. And cradles that one and puts it right to bed. So Green for the second out is erased. It's fun, though, to listen, to me anyway, especially for hitters that can ride the roller coaster like Chris Young and Mark Reynolds and Justin. Listen to them coach themselves, and you realize that it's there mentally. I mean, they understand what they need to be doing.
No, absolutely. And it's not rocket science as a hitter also, Darren. It's just not that if your head's moving, that means the ball's moving, and that's what Mark Reynolds was saying. So the less, it's called being quiet as a hitter. The less moving parts, the better off you're going to be. The simpler, the better. And that goes for not only Mark Reynolds, but for everybody.
The 1-1. John Roush with a little bit more swagger, a little bit more pep in his step. 91 on the fastball earlier. A cut fastball at 86. Down in the zone.
He got 2 quick outs. That's what he needs. His team's got some momentum. It's up to John Roush now to keep it. That's a good way to do it. Paint the outside corner at the knees. Good pitch.
We've already established that you probably won't strike this man out. Just keep it off the sweet spot of his bat. Yadier Molina, the hit of the game so far. And that includes Mark Reynolds' beautiful home run. He played it a pair back in the 4th. One of those pesky Molina boys. I'm not inviting them to play with my group anymore.
Nope.
All they do is get
Go
hit.
pick on the older kids. You know that?
Goodness gracious, yes.
That's what we used to say in the neighborhood. No, you can't play. Game's locked.
3-2. Change up there, and it's high. And so he lost it. Both teams have 5 hits. The Cardinals have committed a couple of errors. Now don't forget day baseball tomorrow between these two clubs. We'll be with you.
Yes, we will. You going to be able to wake up tomorrow?
I'll be just fine.
Okay. I know you like to get, on those weekdays, you like to get those REM sleeps.
Usually sleep until about 1 in the afternoon. Pinheiro against Garland, curveball, and he stole that one on the pitch. Big jump. That, by the way, was Yadier Molina stealing a base, just to remind you.
Well, John Roush just forgot all about the base run at first. Just came set, didn't even look. Threw a curveball. No chance there. for Montero. And a runner in scoring position just like that. Oh, Tony La Russa can manage, can't he? He might go to the Hall of Fame one of these days. If he'll ever retire.
That's not going to happen. Yeah, we hear hints. They're not going to let him do that in St. Louis. By the way, the last stolen base for Mr. Molina, you have to go back to the 07 season.
Really?
That's a bouncer and a foul ball. We have an update on Chris Carpenter.
Give me good news, please.
Well, it's a rib cage injury. So it's not his arm. I mean, rib cages aren't good. He did it hitting in the 4th inning when he grounded out.
Hitting.
He grounded out to end the inning. Went out to immediately warm up.
Oh, what a shame. You know, for pitchers, obviously that rib cage is tough. You know, for a guy that has the stuff and throws as hard as Chris Carpenter does, obviously that's going to be a tough thing to deal with. But the good news is it's nothing with the arm. He'll be back soon, hopefully.
Do it again, 0-2 the count. As that one rolls on, we rolled on. Looking on the bunting over there. That was a tough baseball to bunt, the one that's rolling on grass and dirt towards your dugout. That's Brendan Ryan over there. He's a piece of work, Mr. Ryan.
He's a beauty, isn't he?
He is an interesting gentleman. He first came up, David Eckstein was his teammate. If you wanted to get David pulling and tugging at his hair, Brendan, just ask about Brendan Ryan. Kind of the anti-David Eckstein, if you will. But a good guy, Brendan. Shot, and it's foul.
Well, John Rouse has got to make sure he doesn't throw those fastballs right down the middle. Miguel Montero is kind of pounding on the ground. Give it to me down. I need it down. Instead, he went, right down the can. And about thigh high, he got away with it.
Tells him again, I want it down. It's a line drive. It's a base hit to center field. Molina, how big is that stolen base? His first since 2007. The Diamondbacks bullpen again slams into the wall. It's 4-2.
John Rouse has made a couple of mistakes. First of all, the 2-out walk. Second of all, falling asleep. And Molina, allowing Molina the stolen base. And then you see Montero wants it down. He got away with it the pitch before. He didn't get away with it that time. Thurston pounds it in, and that is a huge, huge tack-on run right there.
Now they will get to work in the bullpen.
There you have it. 3 for 6 today with runners in scoring position. That's how you win baseball games.
That stolen base, by the way, for Yadier Molina. The last one came on July 26, 2007. It was the 4th in his major league career. That one sails and heads to the backstop. David Freese pinch hitting here.
A little bit sloppy out there now for the Diamondbacks. Boy, couldn't have got 2 quicker outs to start this inning. Walk, stolen base, base hit, now a wild pitch.
And also stole a base on September 19th, 2006, the season before at Milwaukee. And then one a year before that, August 28th, 2005. And none last year. That one's belted left field. Eric Burns going back. Just shy of the track. He has got room. John Roush's struggles continue. 5 outings, a run scored in 4th. Back at the ballpark, grab your cell phone, play along with us, text along with us to 74499. Your favorite voice of all time, Mr. Scully, Mr. Callis, Mr. Carey, and of course our good friend, Mr. Garagiola. Look forward to having him back soon. Can't go wrong, really. They're all
the above.
That's what I vote for. Jason Mott comes in. Albert Pujols feeds the young man out of Port Huron, Michigan. And one away, just like that. This young man can reach back and bring it.
Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with his arm.
Converted position player.
Which means what?
He was a catcher when he first signed.
Well, why do you turn position players into pitchers, Darren?
When they hit 191 in 264 minor league games.
There you have it.
And you have to have another skill set as well.
Yeah, as a catcher, you probably got a cannon of an arm, but you're not a very good hitter. So you know what? Put some shoe goo on that left foot and get on the mound and rear back and throw it hard like Jason does.
We saw him break onto the scene last year here in Phoenix. High 90s. Experienced some troubles early in this season. As the fastball straightened out, a couple of them got squared up, and there were a couple of tough outings for Jason.
He's also a real emotional guy out there, too. Had a chance to meet this young man last year. Just walking back to the hotel. Ran into him, introduced myself. Very nice kid. Very nice kid. Not nice to opposing hitters.
No, no. Not at all. Suffered a blown save on the 6th day of April on opening day. That is a wicked slider and has had a couple of scoreless outings since, blowing that save to the Pirates.
Just a slider, perfectly executed, no chance there for Chris Young. 2 very quick outs.
We'll look forward to having that man back in the bullpen. He is about ready to head out on assignment for a couple of outings.
Well, he could really bolster a bullpen that's struggling.
Veteran right-hander Tom Gordon, of course. That's who that is looking on. to see him go about his workout routine, to see him work himself back to health. Montero puts that one on the ground. Schumacher in time. 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks.
Still the events of yesterday, which brings us to our Geico quote of the game. We talked about Bruce Snyder, Harry Callis, and now the late Mark Fidrich. It is a classic Geico quote of the game from June of 1976. You might recall that Monday night game when he beat the Yankees on Monday Night Baseball, 1 hour and 51 minutes long. He said later in his book, No Big Deal, quote, everyone picks out that game. Why? Why that game? Just because it's on national TV and I won? Say it was on national TV and I lost, right? Well, you look at the numbers there, 7 hits, 1 run, no walks, couple of strikeouts. That was his 9th win of the year. He went on to win 19, but that was the one that put him up and over the top in an era when there wasn't a nightly half-hour baseball show on cable television or a half-hour highlight show or an hour highlight show. And I stole this stat from Matt Vasgersian of MLB, and that's okay, right? Because he was saying just yesterday that 40% of the attendance that year for the Detroit Tigers came in Mark Fidrich's 18 starts. I was talking to my friend Bob Heathouse, the voice of the Coyotes, who is a lifelong Tigers fan. He said after that game, all of his starts were on television in Detroit back in '76. He was lightning in the bottle. Can't believe he's gone. The bird is the word.
Oh, man. Nor can I, and we appreciate what you did. We really appreciate, Todd, what you did coming on the air today. Your thoughts. Kind of summing up, I think, how we all feel about the three very important people that we lost yesterday. And a nice job by you.
That was
Todd, you have had a very good day, my friend.
It was a hard day.
Yeah.
It's the people that put those words to pictures in the truck at the last hour, about 2 hours before a game, that made it work. Derek Peacock.
0-2 the count to Schumacher. You're talking about that game against the Yankees where the crowd would not leave.
They would not leave.
And a starting pitcher, after shaking hands with his teammates, had to go out and acknowledge the crowd. Sold out Tiger Stadium. Interesting moment today inside the Diamondbacks clubhouse as Schumacher goes on. I watched the last few minutes of the replay with Chris Young. And standing there, and now that the bird is gone, and standing there with Chris Young, we both looked at one another, and Chris had the simple thought, can you believe a crowd did that for a starting pitcher?
Yep.
Chris said, I've never seen or heard of that.
No, I mean, I was a Yankee fan growing up and living and dying with every win and loss, and I just remember so clearly not caring by about the 5th inning. They were in first place, about to start their little run of World Series championships, and Mark Fidrich was I'm having a hard time finding the words to describe what he was to baseball fans in America. Mark, you and I are the same age, as we talked about in the pregame show, and he just captured the imagination in an era when it wasn't instant news.
No.
He was pitching every 4 starts. Maybe you saw a highlight of him with Mel Allen on This Week in Baseball on Saturday.
I remember watching the game. Darren, I don't know if you got to watch the game. You're a little younger than Todd and I, but we were 12 years old.
Yep.
And I remember the very next day, it was a Tuesday, went to school, and all the kids in whatever grade you're in when you're 12 years old, did you see the bird? I had never heard of the bird. He's up in Detroit. I'm living in Tennessee. And we were just all talking about it. Another beautiful strikeout there by Doug Slayton. And then after school, my mom takes me. I got to get a haircut. And the barber, my barber at the time, was a female lady, and she was. Did you see that guy, the bird, last night? I mean, it was one of the most memorable games in baseball history.
Very quickly, when you get to the Pujols at bat, I saw him years later, Darren, on his way down after the arm problems and the shoulder problems with Pawtucket, standing there in AAA baseball town, signing autographs for hours and hours and hours. Nothing fazed him. Didn't matter where he was still the same guy.
That may be the best part of the story.
I think so.
That may be the best part of the story. That man, certainly with his history in Michigan, has collective and fond memories of Mark the Bird Fidrich. That one is belted, got it down. How about this? The left-hander comes in and sits him down. No problem. 1, 2, 3. We'll kick it on out to the post-game set for some thoughts when we come back.
Callis' death. Of course, we want to hear about how you weigh in on legendary broadcasters, guys.
Thank you very much. And every vote's the right vote. Every vote is the right vote, because one of those 4, and there's, I'm sure, a couple of more, those legends that we all look up to, fit what you like the most.
Well, there is no wrong answer, that's for sure. See if Justin can get his first hit of the year. Well, he got a pitch to do it on. It just was tardy.
Ryan Roberts waits for an opportunity as that's a little topper. Funky spin. Doubled up and throwing in time for the out. Take a look at our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and heating cool play. Well, you know you've got to be cool under pressure to hop off the bench and do that. That happened in the 5th inning. And now he looks on.
Diamondbacks starting to run out of outs. 8 outs left. Trail us by 2. Ryan Roberts going to try to jumpstart this offense.
0-1 the count to Roberts. 1 for 3. Playing in that role of 25th man for the Diamondbacks. Look at him. Fun to watch, isn't it? How he gets after it.
He just puts something down and I'll throw it. Like that. Thing of beauty. 95 on the black. Let me gyrate a little bit here. Let me kick around a little bit here. Give me a sign. Come on, give me a sign. Hurry, give me a sign. I want to throw it.
He reminds me of another converted catcher early in his career, by the way.
Oh, wow. Baby. That's okay. Give me the ball. Here, watch. Okay, no problem. Kick around a little bit. Okay. Give me a sign. Okay, give me a sign. Come on. God, you love playing behind guys like this.
96 missing away. The early days of Troy Percival. That's who it reminds me of.
That's a good comparison right
Another
there.
converted catcher. Wow, nice job by Roberts. Gracie, I'm going to let you have this. How about a promo for you? The team.
T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles. Get team gear straight from the source. Visit dbacks.com/shop. Boy, you are trying to change our luck. Let me read a promo.
Felipe Lopez takes a strike. Well done, by the way. The Sutton stamp of approval on that read.
I've been waiting for that a long time. Well, that felt good.
You really briskly walked through that one. Oh, the 0-1. Oh, you hate when that happens. Catcher reaches back, but it's still a strike.
I think Felipe thought it might have been a little bit down, but it was awfully close. Jimmy Reynolds thought it was okay.
Felipe, a couple of singles in the first, and then in the third, he grounded out to second. Fastball runs away. Michigander continues to storm around the mound. Fights that one off. Chris Duncan runs out of room. Bill Mott was born in Michigan. He was a prepster in high school, Valley Central High School in Montgomery, New York. And then Iona College in New York as well. Felipe ground up off the glove of Schumacher and all the way to third base. Puts the Diamondbacks in business, and Felipe Lopez is 3 for 4.
And Felipe Lopez continues to pound the baseball early. Hard ground ball. Gotta love the effort there from Schumacher. Off the forearm it goes. Ryan Roberts never breaks stride. He's thinking third base all the way. That's some speed right there. Just like that, all of a sudden, the Diamondbacks have the go-ahead run at the plate.
And a chance for Eric Burns. Boy, Ryan Roberts playing solid baseball. The few times he's called upon as the last man on the bench. Little things like that, aggressive base running, knowing where to be.
Well, drawing the hard-earned walk.
Eric Burns pops it up. Stay put.
Well, Eric Burns, a lot of first pitch swinging, but if you're going to first pitch swing, you got to get a pitch you can handle. And Eric Burns gets a pitch down and away off the plate. He's reaching for it. Ended up taking a swing that he probably regrets a little bit. And the other thing about that is, Darren, is, yeah, in a perfect world, a 3-run homer would be nice, but the minimum you got to do there is get the guy in from third. Find a way to get the guy in from third. Hit a little ground ball somewhere. Or hit a fly ball. Get your team a little closer.
Fox Sports Arizona presents D-backs baseball, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That fan's a winner no matter what, and so is he with all that cotton candy. Stephen Drew gets ready to go to work. Dennis Reyes, the veteran left-hander, takes over. He has been so far so good. In 1-0 the count.
Still got a good arm, does Reyes. Got a terrific slider. Last 2 years, he's been as good as any left-hander in the game.
2.33 ERA a season ago. Out of Higuera de Zaragoza in Mexico. A Dodger to begin his career, a Red, a Rocky, a Ranger, a Pirate, a D-back.
Good pitch right at the bottom of the kneecaps there.
Albert helps him out. Mark Grace's teammates nicknamed him the Big Sweat. Dennis Reyes.
Really? Don't know if I'd really like that nickname.
Steven in on the fist, diving in center field. Outfield will get there. The Diamondbacks get one run closer. Stephen Drew with an RBI, his first hit of the night, and his fifth run batted in of the year. Cardinals lead it 4-3.
Well, there's one of your hits with runners in scoring position. Fastball in on his hands. Strong young man gets it out there. Right in front of the center fielder, and Dennis Reyes doggone it. Another tying run on second base, and Chad Tracy with an opportunity. Oh dear.
0-1 the count. Chad 1 for 5 against left-handed pitching this year. 1 for 5.
Gotta sit on the slider because you're going to get a bunch of them.
Bill Welke says not that time. I don't think there's ever a time in a ball game when the Cardinals don't have someone warming in the bullpen.
Tony La Russa is going to get the matchup he wants every time.
Ground ball, Albert Pujols vacuums it up. For the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 7th inning, thanks to Stephen Drew, hole within 1. He didn't hit it hard, he just hit it where they aimed. Glad to have you back at the yard as we welcome you out to, well, what's going on out there at our Ride Now Power Sports pool? There we go.
Hey.
The pool cam, Gracie. Oh, no, that's the pool we're talking about. Okay. Want to thank our good friends and brand new partners. What a job they've done across the board right now. Power Sports. And look forward to getting out there, visiting if you have a chance. Make a phone call and see if you can, in fact, find an availability there. We'll televise from out there next Tuesday. Our all-tell call to the bullpen is answered by Juan Gutierrez. First pitch is grounded foul ball.
Well, after a brilliant inning from Doug Slayton, now it's time for Gutierrez to hold them right where they are and give his offense a chance. 3 runs tonight. And a couple of at-bats left.
How about that? Pulling the string, 1-2 the count.
I'll tell you what, Gutierrez is making Bob Melvin very happy he made the all-tell call to the bullpen.
Well said. The 1-2. Fastball, 96 miles an hour.
He's letting it rip.
The big fellow wheels and deals in this 4-3 game. Inside corner, that's strike 3. Just a spot off on the bench for him.
95 miles an hour. I think he might have gotten a generous inside corner there.
Mark
Jim
Grace,
Reynolds.
come on now, really?
Darren, as a former hitter, that ball is inside. Let's not kid ourselves. But
Lopez positioned perfectly. Bickley interrupting the point Mark Grace was making. 2 outs.
No, I made my point. It was inside. But Gutierrez will take it.
Well, it was. Here's Khalil Green. Big Juan with a slider that grabs the outside corner. Young right-hander out of Puerto La Cruz in Venezuela. Fastball, fly ball, heading into the corner. That's what Justin careful, young man. Justin is all right.
And he'll get the second hit.
Wow, Felipe in his positioning in the right place.
Playing the rover area. And the line drive right to him. Goes back a couple steps.
Another fly ball. This one's well struck. Preston surrounds it. Still coming. He's got it. Juan Gutierrez sits him down. 1, 2, 3. Back at the ballpark, let's take a look at our Nova Home Loans in-game box score. Well, hard to overlook how special this year, all year, Felipe Lopez has been, and specifically tonight.
He's been the guy again. Getting on base.
Well, you can see the story that tells about the struggles this year offensively.
Now at third base, batting number 23, Brian Martin. Now pitching, batting fourth, number 52.
So Arizona tries to get it going.
I would imagine you're going to see that man there, Connor Jackson, before the night's over. I think you have to eventually, don't you, Darren?
Yes, absolutely. Our Altel call to the bullpen is answered by Josh Kinney. The right-hander takes the baseball. Boy, he missed a lot of time in 07 and 08 with Tommy John surgery. Made just 7 appearances last year. Had a very nice spring. He's a young man that began his career out of the independent leagues, the Frontier League. One of those great stories. Tony Clark. Breaking ball. Left it hovering a bit out over the plate.
Let's see if big Tony Clark can get the boys going here in the bottom of the 8th. 6 big outs left. 1 run to get to tie it up. 2 runs to take the lead.
Bouncing ball to the right side. Thurman has moved over from third to second base, and he gobbles it up. Thurston, I should say. And makes the play in time for the out. Barden is over at third, the former Diamondback farmhand who homered last night. And Schumacher moves from second base out to left field. So Thurston now at second base. There's Skip. And here's Chris Young. Joe Thurston. Funky arm angle as he drops down and deals that one home. St. Louis coming into play in the National League Central Division. Doing so with a record of 6-2. They are winners of 5 consecutive games coming in, as that one is high and in.
Coming right at you. Well, 2-0 count. Something for Chris Young to maybe turn up the dial and try to tie the ball game up. One pitch in one spot. See if you can yank it in the seats. Oh, boy. Chased one. Nowhere near. Just over anxious.
Fed off of the aggression as that one dove right out of the zone. 2-1 the count. The Diamondbacks coming into play today. 2-5, losers of 3 in a row. 3.5 games back behind the Padres. Cards, of course, in first place. Outside.
Much better there, Chris Young. Same story here. One pitch in one spot. If you get it, take a mighty rip. If you don't, well, you can take it. If it's strike 2, so what? If it's ball 4, you got speed on the base pass. One pitch in one spot up around the belt. Good slider there. Good pitch there by Kent.
Grabbed the front door with that breaking ball. Started at him and then hit the inside corner.
And it wasn't the pitch he wanted, so you let it pass and you live to fight another day.
Miguel Montero waits on deck.
You're going to get another breaking ball.
3-2. Popped up, had him out front of him. Khalil Green is there to make the play for the out. Couple of pitches send Young back to the dugout. Here's the last 2.
Well, here's the 3-1. You get frozen by a breaking ball, okay. But then you get another one, and that one just hangs right there, boy. So Kenny got away with that one.
Burns looking on. Shake off that pop-up last inning. A couple of runners on. Montero takes a breaking ball wide, and the count is 1-0. Well, we talk about it a lot, but it bears mentioning. These were the times over the last few seasons, later in ball games, that Montero had the biggest impact, as that one is hot. Whether it was as a starter who stayed in the game this long or a pinch hitter. Two 2-0 the count. Outside.
Good at bat here by Montero. Not chasing those balls out of the zone. Get yourself a couple more fastballs to look at. Maybe he can tie the ball game up. He has big power.
In innings 1 through 6 in his career in the big leagues, Montero hits .210. In innings 7 or later, .281. And the slugging percentage, it is more than 80 points higher later in the game.
Probably taken all the way here. 3-0 pitch. And he draws a walk. Very well done.
He earns a walk. Don't forget, get tickets to sit in the new all-you-can-eat section at Chase Field. Tickets start at just $30. They include an inside diamond level seat plus all your favorite ballpark food. Get unlimited hot dogs, Pepsi, popcorn, and chips. Get tickets today by calling 602-514-8400 or visit dmax.com/all-you-can-eat. Here's Justin Upton.
Oh, what a time to get off the schneid here, Justin. Oh, he got another slider that kind of hovered right there for him. He took a big rip at it, but he was a little tardy on it.
Step or two to pull. infield. Outfield deep. Nothing over their head. No doubles is where they're playing. Schumacher's just about standing on the warning track and left. That wide breaking ball that got him earlier in the game gets him again to strike 2. Struck out on a pitch similar to that in the second inning.
Oh, that bat wrapped so far, and the barrel almost pointing at the pitcher. You got to start it early. You got to cheat a little bit to get to some pitches, and because of that, it's tough to lay off those balls way out of the zone because you've already committed. Let's see if he can get a mistake here. Good job of laying off a very good pitch there.
He'll take a couple of shots. I mean, I don't know why you'd throw one anywhere near the wide of the plate here. 1-2 the count. He did.
That's another tough pitch right there. Kenny going, you got to be kidding me. You chase the one way out of the zone, then you lay off my 2 best ones.
See if he throws it again. Getting out there again. 2-2. Fastball that time.
Boy, he had a good rip at that one.
Reached on an error and scored in the 5th inning on the Mark Reynolds pinch hit home run. Connor Jackson on deck.
Well, let's see if he can bring down the house.
With the slider on 2-2. Protecting, nice job.
Very nice job of spoiling a very good pitch there by Kenny.
Diamondbacks about hit the Cardinals 7-6. The 2-2. Breaking ball, he hung it. 3-2 the count, runner on the move.
Montero will be off on the pitch. Now, I like this by Albert Pujols and Tony La Russa. They're not going to play behind him and give him anything extra. They're going to hold him on. Let's see if Justin can get a pitch he can handle and put a hurting on one.
Runner goes, 3-2, hit him with a breaking ball. That was a fine at bat for a man who was hitless on the season.
You couldn't have said it any better, Dan. That was a very good at bat by one young man struggling. Got behind 0-2, laid off some tough pitches. Now he's going to give Connor Jackson a chance. Very good at bat by Justin Upton.
You know, Gracie, before the game, I talked with Justin about his hitless start to the season. It's interesting what he had to say. Let's listen.
It's been a battle. You know, mentally, you know, physically, you know, being able to prepare myself every day, not knowing whether I'm going to be in the lineup or not. It's really, you know, gotten to me, but gotten to me in a good way. It's really made me really want to, you know, when I get on the field, not press, but, you know, it's in there. It's in there for me to be a superstar, and for me to, you know, when I get on the field, when I get the opportunity, and when I really start to feel it, there's not going to be any stopping me.
I don't mind hearing that at all.
I thought you wouldn't.
You can call it arrogance. I call it confidence. If you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody going to believe in you around here. Good for Justin Upton.
Augie runs, Connor pinch hits. We wanted to share that with you folks. We thought that was the most appropriate time. 2 outs, big chance for the Diamondbacks. See how much he works Connor Jackson has that one over the inside corner with a breaking ball.
Came right in the front door. Good pitch there from Kate. Connor Jackson, an opportunity to get a base hit here and tie up the ball game. Augie Ojeda with speed at second base now. And very good speed at first on an extra base hit.
He belts it deep left field. Connor Jackson's first home run in 229 at-bats gives the Diamondbacks the lead. You can go all the way back to the 70s.
Got to give him a curtain call, folks.
Felipe goes after the first pitch. 2 times tonight a pinch hitter has gotten the call from the mad scientist. 2 times he has delivered. For Connor, it's been since last July. Wow, what a moment for the Diamondbacks.
Mixers, belt high, right down the middle, and Connor Jackson just splatters it. He knew it. Everybody in this ballpark knew it. I mean, that ball got out of here in a hurry. And that dugout erupted. Head just goes right there. That is as good a swing as Connor Jackson's put on a ball in a long time. And boy, we thought we were going to see him. We said we're going to have to see him eventually. And he creamed it.
It's been since last July at San Francisco. We haven't mentioned it much at all this year because Connor is so much at peace with the hitter he is. So the lack of homers, they're not a big thing for him. But boy, that one felt good. Now the closer. Enter closer Chad Qualls. I want to remind everyone, our all-tail call to the bullpen. Augie Ojeda is now at third base. Chris Snyder is now catching. You have a ground ball pitcher. You get as strong as you can defensively with Qualls.
Can't say enough about the at-bats in front of Connor Jackson by Justin Upton. And Miguel Montero drawing a couple of hard-earned walks, an actual hit by pitch on a 3-2 pitch. Give your teammate that opportunity, and that's what they did. And Connor Jackson came through with huge flying colors.
Chad Tracy moves over to first base. A wave and a miss from the man who never strikes out, Yadier Molina, who was to be the hero of this game, but not anymore.
A rare strike three swinging from number 4. And you've got the stuff that Chad Qualls has. Even the utmost contact hitters wave and miss.
There's that man who earned that base, Justin Upton.
Well, he put in at bat on him, didn't he?
So swinging at a pitch that was almost in the other batter's box, setting it up for Connor Jackson. Bunting, gotta hurry. Off balance, couldn't stick a fork in, and a beautiful bump by Joe Thurston. He knew he'd have a sinker to work with. Give him credit there. That was a thing of beauty.
Oh, what a thing of beauty. I mean, just deadens it perfectly. I don't think even had Qualls come up with it, he was going to get him. Use all your weapons. And speed and bunting is a weapon for Thurston, and he just showed it. Last night's villain stepping into the box, Darren Sutton. One Brian Barden.
Former Diamondback farmhand went deep to right, homered to win it for St. Louis, 2-1. Fastball sinks and dives away.
Qualls a ground ball pitcher. Ground ball to one of his infielders, and they'll be shaking hands.
Runner was on the move, and that is fouled off. This is the swing you're talking about from Barden to drive it out to right field.
Oh, what a gem Doug Davis threw last night. But now he's counting on 2 more outs, and the rest from Chad Qualls.
Slider away. And the count is 2-1. Don't forget, join us tomorrow on Miller Lite What's Brewing. Major League Baseball's Jackie Robinson Day. Cards and the D-backs coverage begins at 12:30 on Fox Sports Arizona. We will hear from members of the Diamondbacks about the impact that Jackie Robinson had, the history of Jackie Robinson, the pride in wearing 42. That'll be tomorrow, so join us for that one. 2 pinch hit home runs have accounted for 5 runs in this game. The second time in franchise history that's occurred. Runner goes, bouncing ball. A thing of beauty. A hit and run to perfection. Lopez went to cover the bag. Barden chopped it in the hole. And now the Cardinals have something brewing with Pujols getting closer.
Well, with the runner going, Felipe Lopez has to cover second base. And just a wide open hole. That is beautiful baseball right there. When the hit and run works, it is a thing of beauty. But you don't worry about that man, Thurston.
No.
You don't worry about him. He can score all day and you're just fine. The guy you have to worry about is Brian Barden at first base. And another little slap hitter, hit and run type of guy, and Schumacher at the plate.
Well, look at where Augie Ojeda is playing at third right now. They're in a couple of steps in the middle. Ojeda way in at third on the grass. And that one is high, 1-0 the count. Qualls has been on quite a roll with regard to his last 16 2/3. Nothing given up. Opponents have hit just 130 against him. 6-4 the score. High, 2-0 the count.
All of a sudden, Chad Qualls starting to get a little angst. And when he overthrows, Darren, that's when he misses up a little bit. It takes some of the sink off of it. You can see He hasn't had too much to worry about in a long time.
Outfield back, no doubles, nothing over their head.
Good pitch there from Qualls, a high strike. You want to get that thing down around the knees, though, Mr. Qualls.
We've seen it last year, too, when he overthrows. Like Brandon Webb, a different type of delivery. That arm angle comes down a little bit. Wicked stuff, though. Wicked stuff when he is right. The 2-1. High.
Up and out again, not finishing his pitches because he's overthrown.
Rasmus waits on deck. Pujols in the hole.
Now you have to think, if you're Tony La Russa, do I send the runner? Try to stay out of the double play.
He doesn't. That's high. They're loaded. The bases are loaded. There is one out. And Albert Pujols is on deck.
Right fielder Colby Rasmus.
Colby Rasmus in this game has struck out, singled, stolen a bag, grounded out, and flied to center field. So barring a double play, and this man with some pretty good speed, tough to double up, though Qualls can throw some hard ground balls, you will have to face Albert Pujols.
Oh, that's always exciting. Let's see what Qualls has got up his sleeve. High strike again, Dan. He's got to get that ball down.
Predominant ground ball pitcher. If only you could end the game with number 5 as a spectator. Bases loaded. The lead is 2. Outside, that one runs away. 1-1 to count. The 1-1. Belted, takes it right field. 1-1 is in. Upton up with it. Fires a rocket to the plate. It's cut off. The tying run is at third. The bases are loaded. And here comes Albert Pujols.
Another pitch up in the strike zone from Chad Qualls. Nothing around the knees since Yadier Molina led off this inning with a strikeout. Everything since then has been up around the belt. And when he's up around the belt, his ball doesn't sink. And he's paying the price, if you will. Let's take a look at where this pitch was. Rasmus, I mean, that's above the belt. And right down Broadway. And it gets punished. Upton did a great job of charging and coming in and throwing a laser beam to keep it a one-run game, but now the moment Cardinal fans have been waiting for, Albert Pujols with a chance here, and the bases loaded and only one out.
7 times he's left the ballpark in his career with this situation. He has homered 3 times in his career against Qualls. 333 is his average against Chad. On the outside corner, best pitch he's thrown tonight.
Without a doubt.
"13 times last season, Qualls rolled up a double play. Could you imagine if he got one of those right now?" The 0-1. Bouncing. 0-2.
Another beautiful pitch executed there by Qualls. That one had some dive. When he's down in the zone, it dives. Now the crowd coming to their feet. Does he go with the slider? Or does he go with the sinker?
Chris Snyder's got to be ready behind home plate. Either one should be down. Bases loaded, the 0-2. Fastball, ground ball, base hit right field. 1 run is in. And again, another rocket shot from Upton. And we are tied.
Well, unfortunately for Chad Crosby Diamondbacks, Chad Tracy got a very late break on this ground ball. And he wasn't able to get to it. Here's your pitches. Beautiful pitch, strike 1. Beautiful pitch, strike 2. Then he goes with another high sinker. And Chad Tracy got a late break on it, couldn't get to it. And Upton had to come in and throw another bullet to the plate. And boy, what a heartbreaker for Bob Melvin and Connor Jackson. All the heroics go for naught.
Here's Brendan Ryan. The bases are still loaded.
Got a ball up in the zone again, though, Dan.
Five for 9 tonight with runners in scoring position. 342 on the year.
Slide it. Well done.
I'm guessing Chad was just trying to waste a fastball way away and left it up out over the plate a little bit more. I'm guessing. Give him credit, though. 0-2. Now, this is where a closer's job, it's all about your mindset, your toughness. You still have a job to do. You can, well, give yourself and your team a chance to win this game here in a moment if you can get out of a big jam. See if you can put them away here on 3 pitches. Well, that's that. 2 outs.
Well, it's amazing how you can execute 3 pitches like that after you really struggle to get the pitches where you want for 4 or 5 batters. I mean, 3 beautiful sliders. I mean, that was unfair for Ryan. 1 more big out to go to have a chance in the bottom half of this inning.
Ojeda breathing down Ankiel's neck at third. That one is high. Overthrew it. 1-0 the count.
And really no need to, because Rick Ankiel is not going to be bunting.
Meantime, Lopez 5 steps onto the grass at second base. Shallow right field for the pull hitter.
You have to throw a strike here. You can't go to 2-0 with the bases loaded.
Popped up. And into the seats it goes, about 10 rows back. Bobby Korecki, with Billy Buckner being sent down to open up the spot for Max Scherzer. Korecki stays here in the big leagues. 1-1. 6-6 our score. 1-2. Eric Burns is set to lead things off.
He needs to get in there with the score tied. 1 strike away or 1 out away from what you'd have to say, fortunately, being only a tie game the way things have gone here in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, Diamondback fans hope. The 1-2. Slider got it. Walls cannot lock down the game, but he maintains his focus after Pujols delivers to keep his team tied. Albert Pujols breaking hearts again and loving every minute of it. Back of the ball yard, Albert Pujols breaking hearts on the road every night. He travels from town to town. Our Quest primetime performer. How about this man? We wouldn't be talking about any of it, Mark Grace, without a 3-run home run from Connor Jackson.
Such a jacked up dugout. Everybody was fired up. Unfortunately, it tied up here, and Connor Jackson has to hope for the rest of his teammates to do something heroic with the bats. It's going to start with Eric Burns.
That's Brad Thompson.
That's a tall call to the pen.
Well said by you. Fires this strike. Got to think there's a bit of a sense of urgency and desperation. A loss tonight guarantees 3 straight losing series at home to open the year. Eric Burns down the line for the breaking ball, and it's foul.
Eric Burns had a tough night. He would love nothing more. Get this thing started. But he's in an 0-2 hole quickly. Now he's going to have to battle. Fought off a pitch up and in. Bob Melvin thought he had this thing down. And really, Jack Qualls had to make some heroic pitches with 1 out there just to keep it tied. Well, he wanted so badly to chase it, but he was able to hold on.
See if his teammates can pick him up. His first misstep of the season for Chad Qualls, that is. Infield playing Burns to pull, outfield straight. On the ground, and that's a foul ball. They left the breaking ball hovering over the plate. 1 for 16 to open the season for Burns. Popped up. Thurston puts it away. Let's talk about a couple of great throws, Mark Grace, by Justin Upton, and the arm that had to be respected by the Cardinals.
Absolutely. There's the first one. Just a cannon. No chance to score. And then, most of the time with 2 outs, you're going to get, that's going to be sent home. I'm sorry, there was 1 out, but the ball wasn't hit all that hard by Albert Pujols, but Justin Upton came in strong. Made 2 solid throws, and they had to hold up at third base. So that's the difference right now. Holding him at third and gave Qualls a chance to get a couple strikeouts.
2-0 the count to Stephen Drew. Singled in a run in the 7th inning, just fought off a pitch off of his hands, fisted it into center field. On 2-0. Outside, 3-0 the count. 2 for 4 with a double last night.
I would imagine taking all the way here is Stephen Drew. Try to get a base runner.
3-1 the count. 17 games in his career against the Cardinals. Stephen, 25 hits, a .365 hitter against the Cardinals. He gives that one a ride. Dead center field. Infield going back. He looks up. And with the play. Drew is on the move. He touches second. On his way into third. Triple for Stephen Drew.
He smashes this ball. Running all the way, though. Run, says Kojak. I'm running. Intentional walk here to Chad Tracy. And Stephen Drew just continues to pound the baseball night in and night out. Chris Snyder on deck.
And you know what this ground ball pitcher Thompson's thinking here. One on the ground, let me knock it down and see what I can do.
Well, they're bringing the outfielders in as well. Way in. And they're going to pitch to Chris Snyder. Sometimes managers decide to walk them full so you get the force at any bat. The Roos is going to stay here, and Chris Snyder, his first at bat of that. And he's the leader of this ball club. This is where your leader comes through. This is where your leader says, you know what? I'm winning this ball game for us.
Runners on first and third, a little bluff. Chris rolled into 7 double plays last year. That's all you're trying to avoid. He also, on the flip side, had 1 RBI every 5.1 at bats, better than any catcher in the National League.
He's also a very good bunter. Bob Melvin likes to bunt with him if you're thinking squeeze.
Well, watch Steven with that in mind. 0-1 on a breaking ball. Really backed off velocity-wise on that one. So such a thing as a must-win ball game on April 14th. It's pretty close.
Well, he's seen the curveball now. Let's see if Chris Snyder can get something up in the zone he can drive the winning run home with.
The 0-1 pitch out, nothing doing. 1-1 to count.
Tony La Russa is thinking right along with us, Darren.
Chip Hale takes a long peek into that dugout. It is a full set of signs as relayed from Bob Melvin. He then lets Stephen Drew know what's up, simply put. What a night to be a pinch hitter tonight. Just hit another homer, Snides, and let's go home.
He'll take a lousy single. Trying to see if the Diamondbacks will tip their hand on that squeeze. Nothing doing.
A couple of big throws from Justin Upton. 3-run home run for a man who hasn't homered since last July. The 1-1. In on the hands, popped up, and into the seats it goes. Out behind home plate.
And just like that, he's in an 0-2 hole. Now it's time for Snyder to battle. By hook or by crook, you got to get the job done.
Hanging around, barely.
A very good pitch there from Thompson. Snyder was able to nick it foul and get another try. That's all you can do with those, dude. You're not going to do anything with those pitches. All you can do is just spoil him and hope he makes a mistake with the next one. Very young looking Brad Thompson.
The 1-2. Low.
Well, he laid off a good pitch there, too.
Last year in the 7th inning or later, Snyder hit half of his home runs, 8 of his 16. Slugged close to 550. This was the time last year that he delivered for Arizona. Drew's at third. There's your winning run.
Trying to see if they're tipping their hands still.
Not a bad idea, by the way. Thompson, you have the poise just to stand there forever. Two balls, two strikes. Inside, they want it. Did they get it there? It's grounded to third, the throw to the plate. They tie. He's out at the plate.
Well, Snyder got a pretty good pitch to hit. It was a fastball up in the middle part of the plate.
They wanted it way in.
Oh, yeah. He didn't get it there.
No.
It was on the middle part of the plate. He just chopped it. You see Stephen Drew trying to yank the glove right off of Yadier Molina. Now Tony La Russa going to have a chat with Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire. Nobody up in the pen, so this isn't a double switch situation. We don't know what's going on here.
Lewis has got lineup card in hand, as does home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. Reynolds, strong explanation. And Lewis may have thought there was a different order from that man sent in. Reynolds set him straight. Let's Bob Melvin know everything's on the up and up, and we're going to play baseball.
Well, now they're going to need a 2-out base hit from Chris Young.
Two outs. Here's Chris Young. Ground ball to third on the backhand. Long throw. Got him.
What a super play.
You can say that again. Extra innings baseball right around the corner. We're tied at 6. Pair with a 3-run home run. It wouldn't hold up, though, as Albert Pujols, part of a big inning, a couple of RBIs, a blown save from Chad Qualls that ran it to 6 for both clubs. And the runners in scoring position for the St. Louis Cardinals, they have just been devastating all year long, and tonight as well.
A couple of big outs there by the Diamondbacks. First and third, 1 out. Couldn't scratch, and here we go to extras. Free baseball, Darren Sutton.
I love anything that's free, so I'm all in. Tony Pena goes to work. Fireballing right-hander, and there is some fire, but it's high to Khalil Green. Alltel called to the bullpen. Tony comes on for the 6th time this year. Oh my goodness, what a slider.
Every once in a while, Tony Pena will throw one of the most devastating sliders you'll ever see.
Downhill, as Tony told me. I'm trying to go downhill all the time, not side to side. Really?
Tony's like, where was that one?
Oh, goodness. Throw it again. 2-1 the count. Worked the scoreless frame last night. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Actually worked the scoreless third of an inning last night. Roush out, remaining out to watch his mates work. Had a tough go of it again this evening. 2-2.
Oh, yeah.
Line drive, right field, base hit. Hey, don't forget, by the way, stay right here for Quest Diamondbacks Live immediately after the game. Gracie and I will take a look at Scherzer's season debut. We'll hear from Bob Melvin as we kick it on out to right field. Jody Jackson and Greg Swindell. Yadier Molina looking to bunt. Augie way in at third, and Tony fires it on over. First hit of the ball game for Khalil Green. He's 1 for 4 with the sacrifice bunt.
A lot of times when a visiting team gets a big break in the bottom half of the ninth, momentum shifts. Let's hope Tony Pena can pitch around it somehow.
High slider. That one not downhill. And the count 1-0 to Molina. 6 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors for the Cardinals. They have stranded 8. 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Diamondbacks. They have stranded 9. Bunted it. Tony's got it. And in time for the out. Pretty bunt there by Yadier Molina, who is just a sound baseball player.
And the Cardinals have been pretty sound all day. A couple of miscues in the field have led to a couple unearned runs. But offensively, they've been as rock solid as you can imagine. The hits with runners in scoring position, getting the bunts down, playing hit and run. Just doing everything well tonight offensively. Well, here they go again with a runner in scoring position, Darren. This time Tony Pena ain't going to have to pitch around it.
Here's Joe Thurston. Boy, good slider. There's the solid one. Joey Ballgame, they used to call him, his teammates back at Sacramento City College, for the way he approached going about the game. Not a surprise, here he is, a lifer in this game in the minor leagues, up and down and getting another chance. Augie steps onto the grass at third, and it's fouled off. 0-2 the count.
90-mile-an-hour slider. My goodness.
Oh, 0-2 the count. Oh, man, another solid slider down, and he got him.
That's 3 of his best slider he's thrown ever. I mean, those were just picture perfect to a left-handed hitter. Right down underneath the swing. Perfectly done by Pena. One big out to go with the runner in scoring position. This is where these Cardinals have just been so tough.
There is that runner in scoring position. Here's the man charged with putting the 0 up. Slider, strike 1 to Brian Barton. Joel Pinheiro, John Garland will be working tomorrow by the time you're enjoying your lunch at 12:40. We'll have it for you on Jackie Robinson Day. Fastball, and the count is 1-1. Garland was great in his first outing. And Pinheiro was right there as well. But that's tomorrow. For now, stay up late, kids, and let's see what happens. The 1-1. Bouncing ball. Lopez is playing pretty deep. He recovers and throws in time for the out. Put your rally caps on. To the bottom of the 10th we go. Pinheiro, Garland tomorrow. We'll have it for you. Coverage begins at 12:30. Looking forward to bringing that one in here. Augie Ojeda lead things off. Then Justin Upton is right behind. Tony Pena's slot due up third in this inning. Meanwhile, the Cardinals have emptied their bullpen. The
I was just about to
Diamondbacks.
say, they're going to see a lot of Mr. Thompson, Brad Thompson here. Well, pretty much the rest of the game.
And on the flip side, with Tony Pena due up third, Mark Grace.
He will hit for himself because the Diamondbacks are out of position players. Settle in, folks.
Augie Ojeda in the left field, scampering over, unable to make the play. Schumacher, there's your winning run.
Yeah, he just always does something to help the ball club. First pitch he sees after pinch running a couple innings ago. Breaking ball stays up. Augie takes good care of it. Schumacher couldn't get it. Plays it on a hop. And Justin Upton with an opportunity.
And a big one.
Let's see if Bob Melvin decides to let him swing or bunt. He's swinging. Boy, he got a good pitch to hit. He waited back nicely. Put a good swing on it. He just fouled it back.
Now, Tony has a bat. He's on deck. You have an option like a Dan Herron you could go with.
Yeah, but I think they're probably going to want Tony to pitch another inning because he had a pretty clean inning his last inning. In a perfect world, they'd like Justin in the ball game right now.
Well, let's go ahead and do just that.
I think that's a good idea, Dan.
Get it out of here, kid. So simply put, for Bob Melvin, really ideally, a home run here is what he's seeking.
Or a gapper.
Okay. Well, we heard the confidence Justin was exuding. We saw confident at bat. We've seen confident defense. How about a confident walk-off hit? Into right come off, but it certainly allows a guy like Tony Pena to go up there and bunt.
That couldn't have worked out. Other than winning the ball game, that couldn't have worked out any better. Now you can use your pitcher to bunt the baseball instead of swing it. Justin got a fastball. Atta boy, Justin. That'll make Rick Shue, his hitting coach, very pleased. Justin over there, boy, I don't know. Did he hurt something over there?
Well, let's hope not.
He's over there stretching and kind of, yeah, he aggravated something. Oh, boy. Just when he starts to get going, you'd hate to see that. Yeah. Let's hope it's just a cramp or something like that. There's the base hit. Let's see what happens. Just kind of. What'd you do, Darren?
Never saw anything.
Ah, Darren. I love it when you go medical on me.
Glad I could be of help. Let's see if Tony Pena could be of help. Looking for his first ever Major League sacrifice, and he didn't get it.
He laid down a good one. The only thing was Brian Barden was only about 20 feet from home plate. He bunted it to him. You can see, well, you can't see here, but trust me, Brian Barden was just right there. Makes a quick throw.
Khalil Green, you'll be just fine, my friend.
Oh, what a couple of sparkling plays Brian Barden's made here in the last couple of innings. So now it's going to take another base hit as the sacrifice is not achieved. And remember, Justin Upton at second base aggravated something.
I think the way he handled it, something cramped up for a moment. I'm thinking he's all right. They at least got a pitcher out there to run for him.
Already 3 hits tonight for Lopez.
Bouncing ball, right side. Pena stays out of the way. And there are runners on first and third now with 2 outs.
That gets Tony off the base paths. Eric Burns, who's had a tough night. Chance to send everybody home happy. He'd like to hit a ground ball to Rick Ankiel.
Said it very, very effectively. 1 for 17 to start the season. His second hit gives the Diamondbacks what was a must-win tonight over the St. Louis Cardinals. Picked on a hanging bender, huh?
Yeah, he got to break the ball up in the zone. He's been first pitch swinging a lot tonight. Boy, he got a good pitch. He just drove right through that one. Justin Upton's fired up. So are his teammates. Talking to Bernsey before the game, he was talking about he's wearing a mouth guard now, Dan. Said it makes him feel better, makes him relax. And I said, I need to crow about you tonight, Bernsey. Give me something to crow about. Well, there it is. Game winner.
Definitely something to crow about. The post-game show brought to you by Quest. Gracie and I will break it down. We'll kick it on out to the set. Mouth guard and all. Go!